What's going on, everyone? My name is Josh. This YouTube channel is going to be dedicated to my bodybuilding journey. So, a little background on me: I'm 21, I'm a natural lifter, I have about 3 or 4 years of experience in the gym. I've never competed before in a bodybuilding show, but this summer, right now it's currently May 23rd, 2023. So, in the next coming months, starting in August, I'll have my first bodybuilding shows. So that's everything on me. Now, where I am right now is about a little over halfway through my prep for this first season ever. So right now this is week 19, and I believe my first show is in 9 weeks. So August 5th, I'll be competing the first show of the season, or just of my first ever season, will be the OCB Big Apple in Brooklyn, New York. Pretty close to home. I live in New York, so it's not too far of a drive for me. So that's my first show. Second show will be August 19th, which will be the INBF. I believe that one's the Summer Explosion in Connecticut. And then the third show is the OCB 9/11 tribute in, I think, White Plains or Westchester, one of the two. And then my final show of the season, or maybe final, not really sure yet, will be the INBF Natural Mania in New York. And that's the 23rd of September. So in the next coming months, I'll be pretty busy with shows and prep. So, yeah, I'm doing okay so far. Prep hasn't been too bad for me. I guess this week maybe, or this past week, has been a little tough to get used to. But that's, outside life events kind of played a role in that too. Nothing too major, just a bit of a shift in how everyday routines kind of went. So just getting used to that right now. But yeah, my calories right now are around 1600 or 1650. So I have 5 low days in a row, Sunday through Thursday, and then on the weekends, Friday and Saturday, I have 2 refeed days, and those calories get bumped up to 2300 or just around. So during the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, not too bad, but then around Thursday, energy does start to dip, I notice. But then Friday comes and I get a bit of an energy boost from the refeed. And then, of course, Saturday, same thing. And then the rest of the week, I can hold off from those 2 refeed days. So that's pretty good. I'm running an kind of a Arnold-ish split right now in the gym. It's 6 days a week, but I have at least 1 rest day in between my 3 consecutive days. So I'll train lower, or like legs, and then chest and back, and then arms and delts. So I'll usually do those 3 in a row. I'll have a rest day, at least 1, maybe 2, if I need it. And then I'll repeat that, but doing slightly different exercises. So the first lower day is more of a quad focused day, and then my second lower day is more of a hamstring focused day. And then chest back, pretty similar. Mainly like the first chest back day is like more chest emphasized, and then the second one is more back emphasized. And then arms and delts, nothing too crazy there. I mean, my arm volume is kind of on the lower side. I just am kind of keeping everything neutral as far as that. Nothing really focused on there as far as different days. So that one's pretty boring. So I've been running that one for a while now. I'm on my fourth block of training. I have a coach through 3DMJ, Jeff Alberts. So I've been working with him now for this prep season, and that's been great. He's been super helpful, super insightful. If you guys don't know him, check him out on Instagram or YouTube. Jeff Alberts, 3DMJ. Those guys are great. So that's everything like nutrition and training wise. But as far as cardio, I guess, no formal cardio really. I mean, the way we've set it up so far is just hitting step count, like a certain step count every day. So in the beginning, first like month or two, it was around 6 to 10,000 steps every day, or 6 to 8, something like that. And then plateaued a little bit, and so we bumped up the steps a little bit and dropped the calories. So right now where we're at is I think we're at I think it's like 12 to 13, but I shoot a little higher. I think I shoot for like 14 or 15,000 every day steps, and that's been good. It keeps me outside, keeps me active, keeps me moving, and honestly, it's a bit of a distraction from any hunger that I have. So that is a plus, and it's not anything intense. It's literally just walking outside or on the treadmill or anything like that. So that's fun. Again, not too demanding, just walking, so I'm never really dreading any kind of, day where I have to do cardio. It's just get my steps in throughout the day, and I'm good. Other than that, I think everything else is pretty much covered. Now, I do have a little picture to show here. I'll pull it up. It's my weight, like my trend weight throughout this prep. So I use Macro Factor just to keep, log of macros and body weight. And it is a super helpful app. I do pay for it, but it's completely worth it. Like, it is such a good tool. So right here you can see. Let me see. So this was right around here was the start of prep, like right in this little blurb here. That was around January 9th is when I started. So weight kind of ticked up a little bit, just because we were trying to adjust and figure out where macros had to be. So we got it figured out here. And then as you can see, pretty steady and steep trend line down here. And then keeps going. It kind of flattens out a little bit, but then it gets more momentum. And then right here in this area, from about the beginning of March or like middle of March to about the end of April, it was pretty slow right here. And yeah, it was not the best. It wasn't really fun. Every day I was waking up around 170, as you can kind of see. So this like lighter purple line here is like the average weight for like the day or the week or whatever. They call it like trend weight. And then this darker purple line is the actual scale weight that was recorded by me. So you can see here, like every day pretty much was about 170 or a little under, or a little over. So we hit a bit of a plateau there, but eventually I just bit the bullet, and just upped my step count by quite a bit. So this is when I was doing about like 10 or 12,000 steps a day, and then like right here where it starts to dip down pretty drastically was when I started to do like 14, 15, 16,000 steps a day. And yeah, in this we didn't really drop calories. I think maybe here we went from 18 to 16 where we're at now, but all from like here to now. Calories have been the same. I just upped my activity level. So that's been super helpful. And we're here now. Today I weighed in at a new low for the whole prep at 160.8. So that was super, super nice to see. So for the shows, we were shooting to be around, or we're going to be shooting to be around 153. Somewhere in that, plus or minus a couple pounds maybe, depending on how we look. So 153. I've only got about 7 pounds now to lose, give or take, with the weekly averages and everything like that. But that's super cool to see. So I'm, 9 weeks out, and I've got 7 pounds to lose. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room there. So I don't have to, be super under pressure with that. It's not like I have a lot of time to make up. I've got plenty of time. So this whole prep, I've been pretty calm. I don't have any experience with it, so I don't know anything else. But I've been pretty level-headed about the whole thing. I'm excited to see, what I can bring, what I can push my body to, do in the gym and on the stage. So I'm pretty excited for the whole thing. It's going to be a cool experience. So this was just like my little introductory part of the video. So what I'm planning on doing is kind of like a vlog style. So this was just to get to know me a little bit. Here, I'll bring this off. Get to know me a little bit more, and then I'm thinking in the next part of the video, I'll throw up some training clips and do a little voiceover and walk you through some cues that I use, or why I chose these exercises and all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you guys in that part of the video. Alright, so this is my setup for hyperextensions. I set the height of the machine itself, or the pad, or whatever you want to call it, just at hip level, or right under hip level. This way I can get a nice stretch on my hamstrings and glutes, and also so it's not uncomfortable on my hip bone. So I load these up with 2 dumbbells. I use my Versa grips, and I keep my arms tucked in as best I can. Obviously it's going to be a little awkward, but I do the best I can. And so then in this next part here, I'm doing leg press, the leg press machine, not the plate loaded one, just the regular one. So I set the range of motion all the way in so I can get as much as I can with the machine. I do this machine just for a little bit of variation, because I do a plate loaded leg press on my other lower day. So I put my feet as far down as I can, and I take a pretty narrow stance and really try and slow down that eccentric. Do a nice little pause and press. Now I have squat shoes, but again, on my other lower day, I use them and the plate loaded leg press. So just to get some more variation, I don't put them on. So I think I'm doing about 8 reps here, and there it is. And now this is some lying leg curls. So I have 2 clips of this. So this one, the camera was a little too close to the machine, so you can only really see my hamstrings, but I guess that's okay. So on this one, on this machine, you can set the range of motion below, I guess parallel, or whatever you want to call it. So that's what I set it at, and I do a nice pause, come all the way up, and have the pad touch the back of my leg, and really try and slow down that eccentric portion. And then on the way up, I think of driving through my heels into the pad and almost thinking of it as like a bicep curl. Just like really trying to curl that weight up as best I can and control it down nice and slow. So I've got another clip of that coming up. And I think I did about 15 reps here. Or at least I did my first set, or 16 I think it was. And so here's like kind of a front view. This angle is also not the best, but I did the best I could with the little camera that I have. Also, yeah, if you notice the quality of this camera for like all my exercises is like weird and looks like kind of grainy. I'm using like a little it's called a flip camcorder. It's like 15 years old, and I found it the other day, but I thought it'd be cool to use because it gives the videos a nice like kind of like an old school feel, but also it doesn't take up space on my phone when I record on this little camera. So that's what I'm going to be doing for like the portions when I'm at home. I'm just going to use my computer camera, but for the exercise I'm going to use that little one. And then coming up, this is going to be today. I just did these, and so these are my chest press machine. So in this, I put a foam roller. You can kind of see it in the video. I put a foam roller behind me because the range of motion on this machine is not the best and I can't really get a good stretch. So I just put a foam roller there and I can get just a bit more range of motion. So I really think of pushing my chest up the whole way through, and it really helps get a stretch on this exercise. Plus you can see my hands are kind of off the handles. This machine is quite garbage, so I do the best I can, and that grip that I'm taking is as neutral as I can and as comfortable as I can, because these grips are like super wide and they are extremely uncomfortable. And so now this next exercise is chest supported machine row. So again, get my Versa grips and I pull that like chest support all the way out as far as it can go, so I can get as much of a stretch as I can on this machine. And I'm taking those upper handles just because I want to get a little more upper back bias. So I just row in nice and slow on the way down, do a nice little pause, and then come back in. And with this one, I really try and think of driving my elbows back instead of pulling with my hands, because that kind of helps me engage my back a little bit more and less of my bicep. So it's just kind of a mental cue that I do. And so with this one, I think I got about 10 reps here, and it was good. Lately I haven't been getting a pump though, so it's like it's kind of hard to gauge when an exercise is like close to good for me. But anyways, this is my incline Smith machine press. So I get the seat angled at like about a 45 or 30 degree angle, and then I have the bar touched just below my clavicle, so like right on that upper chest portion of my pec, or like the upper pec. And so I come nice and slow on the way down, do a nice pause, and then press up. And with these, another thing that's been kind of helping me is on the way down, I'll breathe out, because it takes a lot of energy for me to really control that weight slow. So I'll take a nice deep breath in, breathe out as it's coming down, take another deep breath in, and then press up. And that's been a really helpful tool for me. So you see here, breathing out, deep breath in, and then up. Just because one breath wasn't enough for me, like the whole way through. And so this was my last exercise for today. This is my chest and back day. So just chest and back exercises, and I alternate them. So this is my cable pullover. So here I've got like this easy bar curl hooked up to the cable, or not easy bar curl, easy bar hooked up to the cable, and then got my Versa grips on. Normally I don't do it with the grips, but I want to try it today, and it actually was pretty nice, because sometimes my grip, like my hands will slip around on the bar, and it's just a pain and it's annoying. So today, put the Versa grips on, and so I get a nice wide stance, as you can see, and I try and like keep my upper body in the same position through the whole movement, and I'll just really try and think of like keeping my arms straight but just pulling down with my lats. Now I'm going to get a little tricep fatigue with these just because it's a stabilizer, but I try and push past that and just really focus on gauging my lats, and then on the way up, nice and slow, I try and get a really big stretch at the top, and I can really feel my lats pulling apart, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, and so just to wrap up this part of the video, this was a little posing that I did. I looked decently full, which is surprising because I had absolutely no pump during this filming, and I was and still am extremely hungry. So it's nice to see getting some good progress going. Alright, so that was it for this video. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be doing these going forward. So I only put 2 days worth of training in, my second lower day and my second chest back day. I have an arms and shoulders day tomorrow, but I'm thinking I don't want to, you know what I might do? I might do the 3 consecutive days, like lower, chest, back, arms and shoulders. Just the first round of those, like the first ones that I do, because I do that, I repeat that twice a week. So I'll just do the first one, and it'll be its own video, and then I'll do the second one, and it'll be its own video. So in this one, it's quite a longer video, so I figured if I threw more stuff in there, it would be way too long. But yeah, I'll just keep it at that. And so that is it for this video. It's 9 weeks out, just about. So excited to see what's to come in the next 9 weeks. But I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll try and post once I've got those 3 days done on my rest day in between. I'll put everything together and put it up like the next day or that day. But that's it for this. Thank you for watching. Take care.